Welcome back to the Forza Horizon 4 video, guys. Today we're getting a little bit chilly. We're talking about winter and showcasing some off-roading, free-roaming, racing gameplay, all in the snow today. Before we do get into today's video, though, if you missed the last week's video or the week before that, I will link to them down below, as well as the special video I uploaded last week where we spotted a bunch of secret stuff in Forza Horizon 4 that developers do not want you guys to know. So if you missed that video, again, I will link to that below as well. It's about, like, all the secret information in Forza Horizon 4. Anyways, let's start talking and showcasing this winter gameplay. It is really, really cool how seasons actually change and how, more specifically, winter changes depending where you are on the map. So in real life, the more north you go, the more snow you get. And that's also true in Forza Horizon 4, which is super, super cool. So if you're all the way at the top of the map, either in the area that we're in, or if you're in the city, you are going to be getting crazy amounts of snow. However, if you're more down to the south, you might not see so much. The other really cool thing is also elevation changes, like so if you're higher up, it's going to be colder, which means there's actually going to be more snow, and the same thing happens in Forza Horizon 4. So if you want like that deep snow that you're used to from Blizzard Mountain, head up to the top of the mountain and that is where you're going to find that. Speaking of Blizzard Mountain, actually, one of the things that won't be coming to Forza Horizon 4 are the big bad blizzards from Forza Horizon 3, which is actually something that I was really excited about. One of my biggest problems with Blizzard Mountain is you'd be wanting to do something and a massive blizzard would roll in and you wouldn't be able to see 50 feet in front of you. And those are no longer going to be a thing. Throughout this entire time, we do have snow falling, but nothing like Blizzard Mountain. Every so often you will get like a heavy downpour or a heavy snowfall, but nothing like Blizzard Mountain, which is awesome. One of the other things that's actually really, really cool is the map actually changes per season, which is just crazy. So last week, for those of you who missed it, the map looks like this. However, if you're playing in winter, the map looks like this. I also like how they specifically went on Twitter and they made sure to tweet these out instead of showcasing them on stream and releasing more information that they didn't want us to know. Go watch last week's video. But yeah, it really is just crazy how much snow and how much, like, the seasons actually change everything. They always say, seasons change everything. I'm like, they're not going to change anything. It's actually kind of crazy if you compare, like, this quarry area, which where we are now, compared to where, like, the Horizon 3, or the Horizon 4, like, E3 demo takes place. It's very, very cool just, like, seeing the area, and it's the same area, but one time there's snow and the other time not so much. One of the other things we finally got to see was the car mastery thing, which was a feature that I spotted a couple of weeks ago, but we had no idea what it was back then, and today we were finally shown off what it is. So you know how if you've played Forza Horizon games in the past, you're constantly earning perks and earning skill points and stuff like that? Well, those perks, or those skill points that you earn, when you would put them into perks, at a certain time, you would have no more perks to buy. So for Forza Horizon 4, you are going to have that same perk system, but you're also going to have perks for every single car in the game. So say, for example, you have a Ford Raptor. One of the perks for that car might be, oh, you'll get twice as many skills while you're off-roading, or when you're, like, drifting off-road, or something along those lines. However, if you're in, say, an Aston Martin Vulcan, for example, and you're taking that thing into the perk system, one for that might be, oh, achieve, like, or you get twice as many skill points for, like, going above a certain amount of speed, or something like that. Basically, they don't change the game at all, they just give you more skill points for doing the same things you would otherwise be doing. The cool thing about them, though, is you can actually sell fully upgraded cars with fully upgraded, like, mastery perks on them, essentially, on the auction house, and so other people can buy them, and you can actually sell those cars for more money than you might otherwise be able to sell the car for. So, if you want to make some money in the game, toss on some perks to your car, sell them, and you can make some more money that way. Some of the cool perks, actually, I spotted was one called Extra Life. I like the name, by the way. And you actually take two, or you can crash twice before you lose your skill points, which is super cool. It's gonna make, like, going around and drifting and trying to get as many skill points super easy, so that's awesome. One of the other ones was called Exceptional Handling, and that one you can actually earn twice as many skill points for everything, which, again, is going to make getting skill points just super easy. One of the other things I actually noticed that I don't think a lot of people did was this Ford Capri in the background, which was actually very cool. You might notice that it has these big chunky off-road tires, and one of the developers actually said that it has a lift kit on the thing. The cool thing with Forza editions or Horizon editions that you would know from Horizon 3, basically, you can usually not, you usually cannot toss the body mods on, but you're usually able to toss, like, the performance upgrades on. So in that case, like, these big, huge, chunky tires, you would be able to toss on this Ford Capri normally. So that might be a little tip and a little hint as to what is coming in Forza, like, customization. You're going to be able to basically beef out your car for off-roading and taking on very rough terrain, so lift kits, possibly, and huge chunky tires. One of the things I actually found super strange was actually this was an entire live stream about winter. And they never specifically mentioned winter tires or type of winter tires or anything like that, which I found super, super frustrating. So we don't know if tire compounds, what tire compounds are going to be changing when you go into the winter, if you're going to still have your rally tires, your snow tires, and stuff like that. But we'll have to see. One of the things they did actually tell us about barn finds was that each season is actually going to get its own sort of unique barn find. So if you saw the video last week, you might have noticed that there's this little island within the big lake. Well, that lake you can drive on in the winter. That lake freezes. And when you go on there in the winter, you'll be able to get that barn find. That's actually a barn find on the lake. However, when you're driving around in the summer or the fall or whatever, it's obviously going to be water. You're not going to be able to get to that barn find. So the only way you're going to do it is to wait until winter, and every season apparently has one like that. And finally, the final thing we got to see in this live stream was the super wheel spins. The super wheel spins are awesome. They are super cool. So basically what it is you buy these wheel spins with your Forzathon points. If you don't know what Forzathon points are, watch the video from last week. But basically you pay for one wheel spin and you get 3. And in those wheel spins you have like more rare or epic or basically more rare stuff in these wheel spins. So you'll get like rare cars, horns, clothing, things like that. So when you pull the lever, you get 3 different ones that spin and you get 3 different prizes. It's pretty cool. Speaking of rare items, actually, I did actually notice something pretty damn cool. There is a very rare horn coming to the game. It is actually the Sea of Thieves Horn coming to Forza Horizon 4. I'm a huge Sea of Thieves fan. You might have seen me play it on the channel a little while ago or live stream it. It's a super fun game and you're going to be able to go around honking a pirate horn at people. That's really all there was for this one. It was a really, like, lacking information live stream, really. Like, it was super scripted, and the questions that were being answered were just, honestly, a bit of a waste of time. So yeah, apologies for the lack of information this week. They just didn't do a super good job of getting information across to us. But next week, we are finally going to be checking out the city, finally checking out some proper competitive racing, and some other things as well. You will not want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys next Tuesday with some more Forza Horizon 4 gameplay. I'll see you guys then. Bye!